Hello, welcome back to the Microsoft Excel training. Now in this video, we're going to be looking at the PPMT function, the principal payment function. The principal payment function is also a financial function like the PMT. The principal payment function is used to calculate the principal portion of a loan payment for a specific period, assuming constant payment and a fixed interest rate. So it assumes a constant payment and also a fixed interest rate. It is useful in loan amortization schedule, helping to determine how much of each payment goes towards, of course, reducing the principal versus payment interest. So now the syntax is PPMT, and then of course we have the rate, we have the period, we have the number of period, then we have the present value. The key features here is that it breaks down loan payments into principal components. Then it helps in creating detailed amortization schedule. Of course, it works with related functions like PMT, which is the total payment, IPMT, which is the interest payment, and then of course the present value. Now let's go into the Excel sheet and see how this PPMT function works. Now, the PPMT function has the following parameter: the loan amount, the annual rate, the period in terms of years, what's the number of months you are calculating for, and then which payment are we talking about. You know, payments are structured for these 3 years. If you multiply 3 years by 12, you're going to have 40, let's see, that's 36. Yes, you're going to have 36. If I get right, 36. So the period, the total period for this is 36. So what we're saying is, which of the period from 1 to 36 are we looking at, okay? So that is what the principal on payment is looking at. So we go PPMT. Then you provide the rate. So the rate, as usual, you divide by 12 because you are doing monthly payments. And then the period itself is that payment, that period of payment. Is it the first period? Is it the second? You just put the value. Then the number of period is the 3 years multiplied by 12. And of course, our present value will be the loan amount. And then this is what you get. Okay, so the principal on payment for this loan is, for this first period, is this amount. Okay, so this minus the payment, like the payment that we have here, this value minus this value will give you the interest. Okay, we give you the interest on payment. Now let's look at another value here. For this, we have the mortgage of 250,000. So PPMT equals sign PPMT. We pick our rate, divide by 12. Then you go which period. This is for the 6th period. We want to see the value for the 6th period, and then the number of payments. That's 30 years multiplied by 12 will give you the number of payments to be made, and then the present value, and then of course you get your value. So for the 6th period. So if you change this to 3, this value will change. This value, if you change it to 1, this value changes. If you change it to back to 6, it changes. Okay. So now let's see we want to calculate the PPMT. And then we have picked our rate, divide by 12, and then of course that value is going to be absolute. Don't forget we are hooking it down to a place, so because we want to drag that function down. Then the period is this one. Then the number of payments is this 3 multiplied by this 12. We're going to make all these values absolute. Okay, this I4 is not going to be absolute because that is the payment period. Okay, then of course we're going to pick our loan amount, which is 10,000, and that is also going to be absolute. What it means is that when we are dragging the function downwards, it's not going to change. The location of the value is not going to change. So we can now drag downward, and this will show you what I'll be paying for the second. This is the first period. So if I come and I change this to 2, you can see that it has changed to 259, which is the same as this. If I change this to 3, it changes to 260, and that is the same thing as what we have here. So the same thing applies to this. So you can always do this. All right. So that is payment period, and then of course each of the principal on payment value for each of the payment period based on this value. So you can easily do your amortization schedule with this. All right. So that's where I'm going to stop on PPMT. See you in another session when we'll be looking at another one, which is IPMT, interest on payment. Bye for now.